I'm in my 2021 Craftroom Tour. I just cleaned my scrap room and I went into all the drawers and everything, and I tried to make everything as organized as possible. And I want to show you the final effect of my week-long struggles. I will show you what I have in each drawer and I will show you my storage solutions. Let me first show you what you can find in my scrap room. Each furniture is from Ikea, and I know that Polish Ikea sells some different stuff than the Ikea in United States, so maybe the names won't be the same as in your country. So at one wall, which is blue, I have this Kallax unit where it's actually two units. One is 4x4, and I purchased additional tower with a row of 4 to store my layouts. The next furniture I have is this 3 drawers. At first it was my younger daughter kind of a dresser for the tiny clothes, and when she grew up I took it to my scrap room. So this is the Hall of Fame where I keep my projects, well, part of them. And this is the second wall where the fun stuff happens. I have quite a long desk. It's like a custom made from IKEA parts. I have this drawer unit here, the longer part of the desk, and legs here to keep it all together, and the shorter part of the desk. So I just trimmed one of those counters to fit the wall I have in my scrap room. So this is where I scrapbook, and this is where total mess usually appears. I also have this Raskog card and the newest addition, this cabinet. It's also from IKEA, and it's like the last furniture I can fit in here, because as you can see I have no longer free walls where I can build up with these Kallax units, and maybe one day I will have to proceed with that, but for now I just try to keep my stuff in order and in limited quantities, so I don't have to purchase any more furnitures. Okay, let's start with this Kallax unit, and I will show you what you can find in each drawer. Let's start from the top, and I have this IKEA container here. It's empty now, but I use it when I work with like a kit or a collection, so I store my items here, and it's convenient to put this aside and come back when I need to work with those particular products. And I also put here like a new products when the new collection arrives, collections. I like to store them here and play with them first, this way. There is also a box. This box contains my Cocoa Vanilla Studio goodies, and I will not show you what's inside because those are ephemera packs and stuff like this, so it's like for my design team projects. This basket holds all of my punches, so I store my punches here. Sorry, just too little, I cannot even see what's inside here. Another basket I have here has all the oops, oh no, my flamingo crashed. This basket has all my stickers that are 6x12 size, well, not all but many of them. I try to keep it stuffed to the full so they will not bend and fall apart, so most of them are here. Before I put it into this basket, I was keeping them here on this unit, but most of them bended in a half and some of the stickers unsticked from the sheet. So this is one of the baskets. Second basket contains my strings, I don't know, baker's twine and stuff like this, and some tulle. I do not use it often, but I think it will be convenient to store it here because I can see from each side where to find particular color. On the back you can see something I do not use a lot. Those are jars with flowers, mostly from Prima. I had this stage in my crafty journey when I like to add flowers. I was so impressed by all the projects Prima Girl were creating. So I purchased a lot of those, and then I kind of changed my mind. So I almost no longer use those flowers, but I still keep them for occasional use. And here is, let me take it to the desk. Here is, this is the new storage solution from scrapbook.com, and it was meant to store 6x6 paper pads, and I rotated it vertically, and I am using it as space to store my alphabets. Well, you will see later that I am alphabet maniac, and those are the ones that are not thickers, like Pinkfresh Studio, HipKit Club when I was on their design team. I'm storing them here like this because they are too big to fit into my Raskok, where I keep all of the alphabets from a thicker series. So they are all here and they fit perfectly into one of the shelves. But those from Pinkfresh Studio and HipKit Club were just too tall and couldn't fit inside. So when I got this one, I decided to use it this way because, as I will show you later, I do not own a lot of 6x6 paper pads. So this is it. Let me go back to the top of the Kallax unit. Here are the baskets. There are just the baskets filled with some random stuff for my projects, which I usually do not use because if I don't have something on display, I just kind of forget that I have it. Sorry, I'm shooting it from my hand and I hope it will not make you nauseous. This is just a like house-shaped basket. I don't know, I just purchased it because it was mint color. And behind it, I have a box. This box is filled with memorabilia from our travels, like leaflets, tickets, and stuff like this. And I keep them here because when I make a travel album, I try to incorporate all of those elements into the albums. So they are grouped by trips. And when I'm finally going to make an album, I will just reach in there and use all the memorabilia. And let's go back to the Kallax itself. I have this like a vertical unit. Oh, see my dead flamingo. And in this one, I store my layouts, where not all of them. This is only a part of the pages I made. I have few flip-through videos on my YouTube channel, and because I am making about 100 layouts a year and they are quite bulky, I do not store them in 12 by 12 albums because I would just have to buy so many of them and it will ruin my scrappy budget. So all of those are already filled with layouts. I don't know, I'm not kind of thinking about my pages like it's a documenting, more like a fun. I sometimes scrapbook the same picture few times, and to be honest, I haven't decided what I will do with the pages because I have a new batch and honestly I have no room in here to store them, and I already have one big box on the attic filled with pages, so this is a sensitive topic to me. This is just a shelf of shame, I would say, with all the random stuff that I don't know what to do with them. And I have some books here about crafting, some magazines, some really old book if I would ever want to make anything vintage, and some bowls where I keep my photo prompts that I use to scatter around the picture. So this is it. This is another one, and this unit is also new. It's from those scrapbook.com storage solutions. It's made of cardboard, but it's very sturdy, and it's glued around with white shiny paper. And what is perfect about it, that each shelf holds 4 in a row ink cubes, and most of the companies have their ink cubes in the same size. So I arranged my ink cubes in rows. It's so easy to use them right now, and you can just pull out the drawer, take it to your desk, use up the inks and hide it away. And I label the drawers. It's in Polish. It's purple, pink and orange, yellow and green, blue and different. And by different, I mean inks that are gray, brown, and colorful. So this is very, very handy tool, and I love this unit to store my inks. And behind it, you can find 2 boxes where you cannot find them because they are covered. And I do not reach them too most often because I store my finished card inside them. And to be honest, it's another sensitive topic to me because I don't know what to do with my cards. They are mostly with English words, and for my Polish friends, I would like to send them cards with Polish titles. So, well, I need to figure it out. Another shelf, and in this shelf I have my roller decks where I keep swatches of my inks, and behind it you can find 2 boxes, and this is my very, very old art journal. I won't show you what's inside. And in these boxes I store acrylic paints, and this box is for my gelatos and all those creative crayons like Prima crayons, Jane Davenport crayons. And I have 2 albums here. They are empty. This one is from the Polish company and it's still empty. This one is empty, but it's filled with page protectors in 12 by 12 size. And those albums are filled with my 2015 and 14 Project Life pages. I loved doing my Project Life and I so miss that, but it's so time consuming that I didn't have any time to proceed with this one. Okay, let's move to another row. This is the basket where I keep some 12 by 12 embellishments like those crepe paper stickers, but I also store whole collections here, or like in this case, this is my Halloween Halloween pouch where I keep all my Halloween related stuff. As you can see, it's not much. I also keep here few collections. I usually dismantle the collection and I keep papers separately and embellishments separately. But when it comes to summer and travel collections, I like to keep them together because I like to use them together. So I have also a Valentine's Day stuff here, another summer themed collection, and here is the Pink Fur Studio travel line, which is like 2 years old, but I haven't used it, but I still have plans for it. And this is the newest Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection that I'm currently working with, and some Christmas stuff behind, which is also kind of like a themed one. This shelf is quite empty. I emptied it while I was doing remodeling last week. And I have another storage solution from scrapbook.Com, this cardboard storage system. And this is the third one. We had one with drawers, one for 6x6 paper pads, and this one is just for storing whatever you want, whatever you use currently. And I got these beautiful sets of Project Life cards, and I'm keeping them here because this is what I will be working with really soon. So I treat this one as a to-go tray for the current projects, and when I will get some stamps or stuff like that that I want to work with, I will put them here. So this is the scrapbook.com unit. Here is the pile of my pages. They are mostly from last year, but I didn't have spot for them. And as I said, I need to think what I will do with them. Here is another box where I keep like themed collections. I think there is a Christmas stuff in here. Let me take off the lid. The white one is more convenient, but the blue one is prettier. So I have Christmas stuff, and some pouches that I can put some different collections and elements in. So this is quite empty because I purged many of what I was storing there. Okay, so let's move to another row. This one has all doors, which is good because I keep ugly things behind them. This is my set of sequins and buttons and all of those small things, and I have those containers from Ikea from I think 10 years ago, and you can see buttons in here. Another one is for shipping stuff like envelopes and duct tape and things like this. This one, I need to kneel for you. This one is for chipboard bases, card bases, and stuff like this. And see, I have like this element here, which I don't know if I will ever use, but yes, I'm a hoarder. And another one, this one has my Mintai spare papers. I will show you where I keep the main of my stash from when it comes to papers. And I also keep cocoa vanilla papers here into pouches, and my stencils. I don't have a lot of stencils, so all of my stencils just fit into this plastic pouch. And I saw some girls doing like binders with page protectors where they store their stencils. Maybe I will go this way because I have plenty of stencils from scrapbook.Com. Not all of my units and drawers and shelves are 100% organized. I'm still working on some solutions. So let's go back to the final row with drawers. And this one is for my watercolor supplies, watercolor journals, watercolor papers, and I keep them here. And the journal underneath is for my watercolor paints, and I use those Prima ones most often, but I also have some spare ones for my kids if they want to play. This drawer is my big pride. I am not a ribbon person, but I had some ribbons from years ago, and I like to use them to tie my albums, but they were like one big messy knot inside this drawer, and whenever I opened it, they just fall out. So I decided to organize them, and I cut out pieces of cardboard in the size that will match the drawer, and I just kind of wrapped the ribbons around each of the cardboard pieces, and I secured it with the piece of washi tape, and I have all those pretty rows filled with pieces of ribbon. And I also have some ribbon that I bought on those spools. I don't know if it's a good word, and I'm keeping them here. It's not all of the ribbons I have because sometimes I teach classes where I use ribbons, so I have some spare on the Ikea card. And this is another drawer, and in this drawer I have some more memorabilia from our trips. So I think I have like 10 albums to make with them. I'm a little bit behind, but someday I will come here and finally use all of the elements. The next drawer, this one is for my page protectors in various sizes. The biggest one are for 6 by 8 like this one, and I keep them all together here. And I also have some paper bags like those in various sizes and colors, and I keep them here too. Another drawer, and this one is filled, oh, I forgot to clean here. This one is filled with wires for my cinch, and I just keep them like this. I'm not using my cinch that often anymore, so honestly I haven't checked this drawer in a while. And here are the feet of the flamingo, poor little guy. The last set of drawers, this is where I keep my new addition. to Scrappy Stash. This is my label maker with the labels. This is also the classic demo label maker, and this is my new obsession. I am labeling anything, everything I have. There is also the spare ink for my ink pen, and some, those are plastic envelopes for CDs that I am using to store my embellishments in. And the last drawer, this one is for my photo printing supplies, like I'm keeping my paper here that I'm using with my printer. I have some spares for my Canon selfie too, so this drawer is for printing pictures. Let's move on to those drawers, but first let me quickly show you what I have here. Those shelves are meant to store frames because they are quite shallow, and I have them from Ikea too, and I store my canvases and other projects that I made throughout the years here. Here is the gift from my friend Camila that I also store here. So this is the tab counter, and I keep my printer here. I print a lot of pictures at home, so I value the cheap printing, and my Canon has those refillable inks here. The quality of the picture itself, it's not perfect, not like the one you would have ordering from the lab, but it's just perfect for me when it comes to making pages. Here is my always look at the bright side of life rainbow, but I can see I'm missing F. Someone ate it probably, like my dog. And here is just the decorative piece that I sometimes use to stage pictures. And let's start with the top drawer, and this is like kind of a mess and like a little bit of everything. Here is the rest part of the flowers I own, which, as I said, I'm not using too often. Here is my foil and quill, or how it's named, foil quill tool. I also have like a spare blades for my silhouette Cameo, and this Stitch Happy pen for stitching that I just store in the original packaging. Here are my alcohol inks that I kind of do not use almost at all, and another box with let me open it, with those foams for Tim Holtz blending tool, and I was storing them this way labeled, but to be honest I haven't used them in a while because I have in blending tool from scrapbook.com that has this domed shape, which is much more convenient to me. Here is my score pal, some pre-printed pictures, and my big tonic 12x12 guillotine, which I use only on some occasions when I have to cut a lot of repetitive papers, like for my classes, so I only move it out from here from time to time. Here is the spare lens for my camera, battery charger, some cables, camera where I was using to record my videos previously, but now I'm just using my phone, and some spare letters for my board. Okay, I will have to move it here because it will mess when I will open drawers. And here are my, well, in the back you can see some tissue paper and stuff like this. It's more like an artsy supplies for my kids, but I have to hide it from them because they would use it right away. And let me grab a chair and I will sit here. It will be more comfy to show you. Okay, so I have 3 boxes here. This box contains my stamps and dies from Altenew, Pink Fresh Studio. I was a lot of guest designing for Altenew, so I have plenty of stamps of this company. I was in a Pink Fresh Studio design team for a year, so I also have plenty of their stamps and dies, and I like to play with them from time to time. This is the box where I keep my scrapbook.com stuff. So I have like card bases, stamps, other stamps, and more stamps, and sticker books that they released last year. And this is the last box where I keep some other like random stamps. I do not have a lot of them. I do not buy a lot of stamps, but some of those I really find handy. And those are like a very, very old stamps that I own for ages. And they are mostly used by my younger daughter to play and stamp and scrapbook with me, like those dinosaurs and fishes. I am not using those kind of stuff anymore in my crafty projects, but she likes to play with them, so I decided to keep them. And this is the box where I store the bigger acrylic paints, and I usually use them to paint like a basis for my projects, or my daughter is playing with them. And the final drawer in this unit, this is the most junky one, and I keep my Canon selfie here, change machine. I have a Heidi Swap foiling machine here. I have like those punch boards from We Are Memory Keepers. I have Crocodile, Big Bite here. I would need some changes in here for sure, but I do not use those tools that often, so I don't feel the need to have it very handy, I would say. And here are some spare bases for my future projects, like embroidery hoops, frames, that I will someday use. Okay, so this is the last thing that is on this wall, and it's from my previous desk. It's also from Ikea, but it's a very old collection. I don't think they are making them anymore. And I have two of those, but I only kept one in my craft room. I'm still figuring out what to do with this space, so I just decided to keep it because I don't like it being so dark, and I'm too lazy to paint it. So there is a drawer where I keep my basic mixed media supplies, like embossing paste and gesso and stuff like this. Another drawer with some stamps. They are very well, not all, well, they are old. I haven't purchased Tim Holtz stamps for years, but I kept some of them for making background. Maybe I should purge them because I cannot justify having them if I haven't used them in 2-3 years. And those are spare color palettes that I use for my classes. And this is the drawer filled with elements that I want to kind of decorate someday. I don't know, wood clusters, more embroidery hoops, this box that I was going to turn it into an album inside it. So as you can see, there are plenty of possibilities and not much time to work with it. Okay, now it's time for the wall where my desk is, and first I will show you elements that are up. Those 3 shelves are just like for decorative purposes, and I'm keeping some of my projects in here, planners that I have never ever used, so they are basically new, and some I don't know, I can show you this one. This is my idea. Oh, something I just went down. This is my notebook for ideas, where I keep ideas for my projects, some measurements for the album bases. I don't know, just a random thing, but I like to keep them all in one place. So this is a very, very, very important ugly notebook. So I'm keeping it here. And this is like it when it comes to those shelves. There's my sewing machine and sewing supplies. Here's my silhouette Cameo, and the part of the desk I usually try to keep clean, to use the Cameo and cut with it here. And you can see some papers in the pouches that I am going to use in my future project. I already started it, but I packed it for the video purposes. And this is just a board when I can pin some fun elements, which is usually just gifts from my kids. They're pretty layouts and cards and everything, and some cards from my friends and some silly pictures. I don't know, some just random stuff to embellish kind of my scrap room. And here I store my mixed media projects. This is again a set of shelves from Ikea, the ones I keep my frames. It has this kind of, I don't know, row in the middle to stop the frames from falling down. So this is where I keep all my mixed media products. And in the top I have distress oxide, and I labeled them all with my new label maker, distress inks, a set of inks that my friend Carola bought me, and some mixed media products for cleaning stamps and for my ink machine. The middle drawer is filled with mists, mostly my favorite set of mists from Heidi Swap. They are no longer manufactured. The new addition to the family, distress oxide sprays, but I haven't played with them yet. And the set of colorful sprays from Shimmers. I was part of their design team a few years ago, and I still keep some of those, and I love having my elements organized in a rainbow order. So those are some random stuff that I like to keep close and not to lose. And here are two, I don't know how to call those, but I keep some plastic buckets here filled with elements like those mixed media pens, more mixed media pens, tools and brushes. Those new those are the tailored expression blending brushes, and I just got them for Christmas. Watercolor crayons, some more random tools, mostly to play for my kids, like worse kind of brushes. And here, to be honest, I haven't made a proper cleaning yet, so like those are from a Prima. I'm looking for the word, those, I don't know the word, but those are made with this clay kind of into those, yeah, I don't know this word in English, some wood veneers, some, I don't know, random elements. And here is where I keep my water and 3D foam tape. So this is all that you can find on the wall. Some of you are asking me how do I shoot my videos, and I wanted to show you quickly this clip that I have for like, I don't know, maybe $10, maybe less, and it opens wide, and I can add my phone here and use my phone to shoot the videos. I have an iPhone XR, I think, and it works really well for shooting videos. So I have it like directly over my desk here. And I don't know, I'm not a professionalist here. I don't want to invest a lot of money into making videos because honestly, I do not earn any money of them. So it's just like a hobby to me and the fun of sharing knowledge. So I don't want to invest any more money in shooting the videos than I already have for having just a fun of sharing with you. Okay, let's move to what I keep on my desk. I have two mats. This one is from Heidi Swap silicone mat. It's good for heating, but it kind of stains really quickly, and I was using it as a main mat, but recently I purchased this glass mat from We Are Memory Keepers, and it suits me much better. It has one flaw: it reflects the light from above, so when I shoot my process videos, sometimes you can see those lights reflecting in it, but otherwise it has a lot of advantages, so I'm just willing to kind of agree with the light reflections. And here is the set of bowls I am using to scrapbook. I'm just adding elements like ephemera pieces and stuff here, so they will not float around my desk while I work. And when I'm done with working, I usually put them away, but sometimes I don't, but we won't focus on that. And here is my 360 degrees craft tower from scrapbook.Com, where I keep like the most used supplies, like my archival ink and some smaller acrylic blocks, watercolors from Pink Free Studio. When I was in their design team, I was using them often. Some Nuvo drops, my Heidi Swap mist, and some metallic inks and stuff like this. And here I keep the tools like this dome applicator with spares, date stamp, some washi tapes that I use to temporarily mount elements on my page. So this is just a handy, and it rotates so you have an easy access, and you can pick between white and clear, but I chose clear because I can see through where to find the element I'm looking for. And here is the basket, sorry, it's my laptop cable, where I keep some smaller embellishments like those clips, and I don't know what's in here, even like random stuff. Those are photo corners. Here are enamel dots, some enamel crystals and stuff like this. So this is where I keep them. This is the storage for my tools and pens and pencils and scissors and glue that I use all the time. And here is another basket where I keep my pictures. Sometimes I print photo, I do not use it in the project, and I print some more for albums, so I keep them here. And I also have some bigger enamel dots here and other, like, I would say finishing touches kind of supplies for my pages, and I keep them here too, like those woodies and I don't know, brads and tassels, and those are puffy shape stickers. So I keep them here and I use them to add finishing touches for my page. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, I have a piece of cardboard stuck behind it. And this is the last thing that I keep on my desk. This I don't know, thing was created by my friend Isa, who made it for me and painted it in the matching color for my craft room. And this was designed to store my project life elements, and I was very happy with it because I was creating a lot of project life pages back then, but now not so anymore. So I still keep some of the cards here in case I will ever want to go back, but the dividers are removable, so I removed some of them and I store other elements like spare foam strips and foam squares here. I have paper pads, those are from scrapbook.com. Pads in colors like cards, smooth cardstock colors, and those are my 6x6 paper pads. As I said before, I do not have a lot of them, so it was pointless to keep this whole storage unit for them only. And here are my 6x8 paper pads. So this is all I have when it comes to paper pads. Well, not all I have, because I'm also on Minty team and I have a lot of there, but I keep them separately. Gosh, it will be a long video for sure, but I hope you will forgive me this. It's hard to quickly show you without describing. And this is my card, and this is where I keep my embellishments mostly. I store from now I store my ephemera pieces into those CD kind of storage envelopes, and I labeled them with my new label maker. And I think it will be very convenient, much more convenient than storing them in the original packaging, because they were usually tiered, like, I don't know, not all the companies were selling their ephemeras in those plastic foils where you can open and close. Some of them were sealed with the background, so when you open it, they were just keep falling around. And this is the pouch where I store my cardboard frames. This is the pouch where I store like gold elements. If I need anything gold, I can dig in here and add it. Here are sets of those sticker rolls from two of the new crepe paper collections. And here are the embellishments that are just too wide to fit into the second box, where I keep the rest of my embellishments. And those are puffy stickers, stickers books, and other random things, I would say, like this. Titles from Bella Boulevard. I have some ribbons, which I don't think they make them anymore, and so on. So those are just mix of random elements. And as I said before, I do not keep my my stuff with collection because otherwise I would only use them when I work with the particular collection, and I would like to remember about them more often. Here is all my thickers, alpha thickers. I tried to group them by flag and small and colorful and foam with foil later. Yeah, and golden and silver and glitter and like, I don't know all the categories. Plus I have some of the titles here, like here, and some of them are well used, some of them only have few words left, and I try to create a project only to use up those stickers from time to time. And the bottom shelf, this is the shelf I use the least often, so I keep my tape dispenser, some spare glues, baby wipes, and those spare ribbons that I said previously. And I have, oh, excuse me for the roll of toilet paper here. It's in case I would spill something. And I have my roll stamps here too. It's time to move to the last furniture I have here. And this is this cabinet from Ikea too. And it is closing, which is great because I can keep the dust away from my precious mini albums. And I will start with the top shelf, where I keep, in this blue box, I keep some spare paper pads from Mintai. This is the set of my very old Copic markers, part of the project I am working right now. Empty box and some spare paper pads. Those are the albums I finished, and they are holding all the memories. And as you can see, they are kept in a row. Some of them are empty because I made them as samples for the classes, but most of them are filled with memories. And here is another shelf filled with my albums and projects. I also have this, I don't know, random ribbons kind of basket. And this holds like plastic acorns, apples, elements that I use only seasonally. Here is one of the albums and some more albums, some frames. I have this jar of pretty things that I got from my friend Carola, and it just looked pretty to open it. And I have a jar of seashells for any project. I have this container from We Are Memory Keepers that you open and you have all the pretty small elements in here. And I have two empty albums that I'm going to fill someday. Moving on, and I have a set of alcohol markers from Altenew, some empty albums. I also have a finished album with the birthday pictures. This is all my washi. I keep them here. I recently made like a commitment to only keep the washes that there is a probability I will ever use. So I purged some of them, a lot of them. And here are the finished albums that I have. Let's move to the bottom of visible part. Here I store my Minty papers, paper pads, and pads for fussy cutting. I have them in 2 rows, and I have a lot of Minty papers products. All of those, each of those is from the different collection, and I do not keep them with my 12 by 12 papers to save the room. And whenever I need a smaller pattern, I just go here and look for the paper pad. And here is where I keep element fussy cutted from some of the fussy cutting books. This is my Spellbinders Platinum 6 Deep Waters die cutting machine, and I keep it on display because it's just pretty with all those Jane Davenport drawings. Here is the set of empty albums that one day I'm hoping to fill. This is, and I will use my chair here not to show you this in angle. This is my die cutting shelf, and this is the box where I keep my dies inside, and this is just the plate for my Spellbinders machine. So let me quickly show you how it looks. So this is the box from scrapbook.com, and it comes with dividers, and you can remove them as I did here. And I have dies glued on the paper here. Oh, this is just a tragedy. And I keep them on the magnetic sheets, 2 sides, and whenever I need to find something, I have like legend like a paper where I have a list of all the dies, and I can look in which number I should look for, and I will put it aside later. And I made labels with the numbers, so when I'm looking, let's say, I don't know, word happy, I know it's on the label 21, so I just remove it. I know it's not a perfect solution, but it's much better than I had previously, and I kind of like it. I usually do not dig like here. I just pull out the whole box, look what I need, and put it back, so it's much easier to put away without losing any die. And if I will lose any die, it will just stay in the box, so I will have to look for it in the box. This is the another box where I store my embossing folders and different type of dies, like this Tim Holtz big dies, doors, shape dies, and those bigger dies that I have. Here are some spare plates. Here is the this is just cheap document storage solution from Ikea, and I keep my foils for mink foiling. This is my spare die cutting machine, my very old Hello Kitty Big Shot. This is a very old machine already. It's well used, and it's it's just dirty. And this is my Glimmer Hot Foil System box where I keep the Glimmer machine and all the dies and all the foils, but I do not foil that often. I keep forgetting about having it, so it just sits there, and I remove all the box when I need to use it and put it aside again if I don't need to use it anymore. And the last element, the last shelf, again, I have those cardboard storage for A4 size where I keep some spare paper, cardstock, some paper for my printer, foil for shakers and stuff like this. And this is just the last random this is just a box filled with random things that I don't have storage solution for, so they just sit in there waiting to be used or thrown away or purged, or I don't know, something. Last thing I forgot to show you when I was showing you my desk is those drawers that are at the base of the desk where I keep my 3D foam elements, some random tools, inks. I don't know what inks are those, maybe I need to just throw some of them away, and the most handy tools like trimmers and stamping tools and stuff like this that I use the most often, and I knit them into like a hand reach. And another set This one holds like an office supplies. I have sequins here, one of those storage jars from scrapbook.Com when I used to keep my eyelets, and some other random stuff. Those are for making albums, like those opening rings. And here is where I store my sequins and brads. So that's it. I hope you feel inspired by any of my storage solutions. If so, I hope it will be helpful for you. Leave me a comment if you have any question or wish to know where I purchased the thing, or maybe you have some advice to store some of the items. I will be totally grateful if you would reach out to me. And thank you so much for staying with me, and I hope to see you on my other videos.